Welcome back, Internet. My name is Kyoto Combat with another Reddit Stories. This one's Tales from Retail. Basically, stories from retail, whether it's bad bosses or bad customers. So, let's get into it. My coupon lady. So, I work for a corporate grocery store. I've been promoted from bagger to cashier to self-checkout clerk. Yes, that's the thing. To customer service desk. And I'm being currently trained to be a supervisor. They pay the same. But the story takes place on the second day I was at self-checkout. At this point, I had been left alone for a little bit while the person training me went on a break. I was still a little nervous as I'd never been left alone here before, but what made it worse was the coupon lady. I had no idea who she was at this point, but she had 2 carts full of groceries to the self-checkout area. She got kind of mad because I kept on asking her to put items back that she was taking off, and by the time she brought out her coupons, she was pretty ticked. I gave her the normal, "Hi, how are you today" spiel, and proceeded to scan the coupons. I finished scanning the coupons, and as I'm walking away, this conversation happened. "Alright, have a good day, ma'am." Wait a minute, what about my coupons?" "Your coupons?" "I need them back." "I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm not allowed to give your coupons back after they've been scanned. It's company policy." "Well, every time I've come in before, I've always gotten them back." "Well, I'm not sure why that is, ma'am. We're not allowed to give him back." I had to tell her this, I think, 3 times before she finally gave up and paid for her stuff and left. After she left, however, one of the supervisors that was on the floor came up and told me to reprint the receipt and dig out all the coupons she used. I got confused for a second, but I did what I was told. Come to find out that this lady comes in often and buys groceries with coupons that don't even match the items. I helped look over all the purchases and to see at least half of the items she bought didn't match her coupons. The next time she came in, she brought someone else with her, and they had their fair share of items as well. When the time came for their coupons to be scanned, I took her coupons and looked through all of them, double checking her items to see if they matched. This prompted this conversation. What do you think you're doing?" "I'm checking your coupons to make sure they match your items. It's a new policy." It wasn't. "But you can't do that. It's an infringement on my privacy." "Well, I have to make sure, ma'am. By the way, these coupons won't work. They're for the wrong size." After a bit of fussing, she took her coupons back and the transaction went smoothly. I did the same thing with the person that was with her, and they both left the store. She came back a handful of times, each time with less and less coupons and items. This made me kind of happy, as well as the fact that every time she came in and I was there, she'd sigh and get real unhappy. You could tell at this point she didn't like me. One of the last times she's come in and I was at self-checkout, she called my supervisor over and she complained about me. I don't remember the whole conversation as it was my supervisor who told me about it, but the gist was that I was way too thorough and didn't comply with her needs. Her needs being, I don't know. I wish I could say nothing really changed, but I can't. Recently she came in and bought only a small number of groceries. She had around 6 coupons with her, and after she paid, she started walking out. I told her to have a nice day. She turned around very quickly and told me this. "I don't think I will. Because every time I come here, it's always you I'm stuck with. And you are by far the worst employee on planet Earth. You know why? Because you are rude to me." Not true. "You discriminate against me." She is an older white female, and I'm white as well. "And are against all my coupons." That was the only part that was true. "If I don't see you again, it would be too soon." I think she also said something about hating me somewhere in that yelling rant, but I can't be sure. Now every time she comes in and I'm not at self-checkout, I try to go where she is to try to tick her off. Brightens up my day every time I get to see her frustrated and upset. Pretty sure I'm going to hell for this. So I'm pretty sure we've all had customers that are a little bit like this. I mean, where I worked in retail, what we had to do with coupons is that we actually had to save them and audit against our till to make sure that we're not like adding extra coupons and taking money out of the register, pocketing and stuff like that. So we actually had to keep a hold of all the coupons, and I'm sure we sent them off or something like that because we got paid dollar for dollar from whatever coupon that we sent in. So the whole part about, hey, they always give me my coupons back, that's not true. And obviously the boss knew something was up because, having them double check the coupons and the receipt after she left. So I think this lady just saw a new person at the checkout and was like, hey, they don't know what they're doing. I'm going to try to get my coupons back. And then later on, she complains to the boss about the person doing their job. Like, I like this story because it's a little bit of malicious complaints because she's just doing her job to the best of her abilities. Sorry if you get upset, lady. There's nothing on it. I work in a computer store that sells many accessories for all types of devices. I have a customer come up to me with her brand new iPad and a screen protector in the box. She's got the "can I speak to the manager" haircut, so I'll call her Karen. "Hi there, can you put this on for me?" Hands me iPad and screen protector. "Yeah, of course, just give me a second to get set up." I grab a stand so we can set them on so they don't slide around the counter, screen cleaner, and a can of compressed air. "What's the air for?" "It's to blow dust off." "But there's nothing on it." "Yes, but there's dust in the air that settles onto it." "But it's brand new in the box." "Yeah, as soon as I peel the plastic off, the dust in the air will settle on the screen." "Don't you guys have a clean room you can do this in?" And I just stare at her blankly. Yeah, it's like, hey lady, you're having this guy do something for you. He's done it before, he's got all the tools. Let him do his job, he knows what he's doing. That's why you went to him, right? Help a man suffering heat stroke. Supervisor said I should continue bagging. This happened about 3 years ago. Backstory. I worked in a grocery store in the southern USA. For those who haven't lived there, it can be really hot during the summer, or, in my state, very humid. At the time I was a bagger, cashier, janitor, so I wore many hats. The stories I could tell. Anyway, on to the real story. That day we were starting to get closer to the lunch rush, and as the store also had meals, it was a popular destination. I'm bagging when a customer called to us and she asked us to help because she noticed a man was looking ready to faint, sitting in the chair across from the pharmacy. I stopped everything I was doing and rushed over. He looked to be in his 60s, maybe 70s, so I didn't take any chances. I went to him and got him some water and talked to him while a manager was dialing 911. The reason why he got a heat stroke was walking several miles without water in the summer heat, which was about 90 degrees while feeling like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, if I remember correctly. I told him my name after he told me his, and even asked me to call someone. Apparently he normally has a driver who he would call but often joke about the ambulance, so he wanted me to call and talk to her and ask her to come pick him up and to clarify it was a real emergency. Since I got to know him at this point and knew if I was in the same situation, I'd probably get scared and want someone to stay with me as well. So I knew I'd be grateful, so I stayed with him until they took him away, speaking calmly and trying to the best I could do to make him feel comfortable. The thing that was really annoying was while I was in the middle of helping this man, one of my supervisors called me over and told me I had to go and help bag, when clearly this man needed someone by his side. And after the event, he told me, "You should have come over to continue bagging." Now, this guy already thought he was a know-it-all, so this was even more annoying. I mean, dude, seriously? Bagging is such a super easy task that people can do for themselves, that other countries only use cashiers. And even then, I wasn't going to leave a scared man like that. Luckily, my actual store manager agreed with me and thanked me for staying by the man's side. And the man called to compliment and tell me how grateful he was. Wholesome ending. Apparently, the man came back every night for a couple weeks to find me and thank me personally and told me my calm voice was soothing and helpful. Glad I could be of help. Even though I don't work there anymore, I enjoy good memories like that. But trust me, another story I may post would get you sick to the stomach. You'd see why I left. So the bagger did the right thing here, in my opinion anyway. He went and got some water for the guy and stayed by the guy's side until medical attention arrived. At the very least, someone from the store should have been watching the guy, so let's just say if you're the supervisor and you really do need some help bagging, just go up to the person that's watching the guy and just say, "Hey, go do some bagging. I'll sit here and watch the guy until medical attention arrives," you know? I don't know. Someone definitely needed to stay with him, and it's kind of weird that someone's just like, "Yeah, get back over here and let's get some bagging done." Oh, just terrible decisions. Thank you, Internet, again for joining me on some more Reddit stories. So, a little channel update. I am going to start posting all the video game stuff on a separate channel and going to leave this channel for more Reddit stories. So if you're here for the Reddit stories, don't worry, all that video game stuff is going away. Or if you are interested in the video game stuff I do, when I have that site up, or that channel up anyway, I'll go ahead and post the link in description and probably make a video kind of explaining everything about it. So if you like what you saw in this video, go ahead and thumbs it up, share it with a friend, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. So until then, later kids.